Today, I want to share with you the reason so many healthcare businesses are struggling. While others are experiencing growth and abundance, quite a few of healthcare brands just haven't seen it. They haven't seen the growth they desire. And this one reason, if you employ the correction in your agency, in your clinic, in your practice, in your personal care home, will change the way you think about marketing, you think about business development, and how you grow your business, how you grow your brand. Are you familiar with the parable that if you give a man a fish, you feed him for the day? If you teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. Now, I like that parable, and I like the wisdom it implies because it highlights the accountability of self-production. Now, the parable in and of itself is not incorrect, but it is incomplete. You see, when most people think about fishing, they think about fishing in the traditional way. They think hook, line, and sinker. But what if your understanding of that parable or the way you think you should fish is the reason you're living paycheck to paycheck? What if that's the reason your business is going from claim check to claim check? You should understand now that the way you fish determines how much you catch. So many businesses, especially in healthcare, have this hook mentality. But it doesn't take long to realize that one hook isn't enough. With that revelation, what's the natural instinct? You got to get more hooks. You got to put more lines in the water. After all, your business lives on leads and referrals. In Luke 5:4, Jesus gives Peter some instructions. Jesus gives Peter some guidance. He tells Peter, launch out into the deep and cast your net for a draught of fish. Now, a draught is not a word that we use often, but it means a haul. It means a large capture of fish. And Peter was an experienced professional, kind of like you with your double board certified self. I see you. Peter had passion. Peter had been in his industry for a long time, kind of like you with your 10 plus years of healthcare experience. But Peter replied, Lord, I done that already. I done this before. I already got my website set up. I done already ordered some swag. I got pens, pamphlets, brochures. I even got them little stress balls. I got all that. But nonetheless, at thy word, I'm gonna try it again. Now let's break down the instructions. Let's break down the guidance given here in Luke. Jesus says, launch out into the deep. Why the deep? Well, that should be obvious because the deep is where the abundance resides. The deep is where your growth is. Now, let me ask you a question. Are you in the deep, but you're fishing with hooks? It's possible that the abundance is swimming all around your hook and you don't even have the ability to capture it. Shallow water methods. A hook, that's shallow water, right? What do shallow water methods look like in current day? Well, your website. Your website is just a digital brochure. You don't have a lead capture. You don't have landing pages. You don't even have email automation set up to keep in contact with your present, past, or future patients. You don't even have a sales funnel. You don't have a YouTube page. You don't have a blog on your website. And if you do have a blog, it's not current. No, that post from October 22, it's not current. And if your blog is current, it's not set up correctly. Yeah, your blog is not being tapped as a resource for ChatGPT or Perplexity. Your Instagram profile, static. It's all images and text. Maybe you camera shy, but we'll talk about that at another time. What if Peter had that shallow water hook mentality? Then this story has a completely different outcome. Let's bring Peter current day. What does that look like? Being in the deep with shallow water mentality. Well, Peter will probably log into Canva. He may even have the pro account. He's going to search for healthcare, medical design templates. You got to find one that looks just right because it's, got to mimic the logo. He's going to create an image. Peter may even log into Meta because he's an experienced professional. He can figure out how to run an advertising campaign. Peter may even boost a post on IG. This is what shallow water mentality looks like. This is what fishing in the deep with hooks looks like. Peter is going to DIY his growth. Now in business, hooks are fragile. Hooks break and you lose it. You lose it all. A hook looks like the improper use of hashtags. A hook looks like your receptionist. He or she answers the phone in the mornings, but on their way home in the afternoon, they're gonna make a few stops at a few practices, a few facilities, and they're dropping off them pins, pamphlets, and brochures and stress balls. That's hook mentality. Hook mentality, shallow water methods look like hiring a sales professional one day a week with the expectation that you're going to draw in a whole lot of referrals for the month. That's hook mentality. A net strategy looks completely different. A net strategy is when your website is a patient acquisition portal. A net strategy is your content has a story behind it. It builds trust and it establishes your presence with your audience. The main thing I like about a net strategy is that even when you have toiled all the night before, a net strategy will still bring in your abundance. Are you fishing in the deep with hooks, or do you have a net? Luke 5:6. And when they had done this, done what? Follow the instructions. And when they had done this, they enclosed a great multitude of fish, and their net brake. It began to break. And they beckoned, or they called unto their partners. That's a whole different story. They called unto their partners, which were in other ships, that they should come and help them. And they did, and filled both the ships, that they began to sink. This entire story is filled with abundance. Here's the takeaway. For you to experience the growth that you desire, for you to experience the abundance that you know is available for you, you can't do it by yourself. You need help. You need assistance. You need partners. You need systems and processes. You need a net, a woven, interconnected collaboration of capturing the abundance in the deep. Are you still DIYing your growth? Are you employing shallow water mentality where deep sea fishing is required? An important part of your growth, an important part of your abundance is your location, your equipment, and your collaboration. The miracle in this story was more than the multitude of fish. It's about the method whereby the abundance was captured. Are you still DIYing your growth? Start weaving your nets so you can enjoy the abundance that's waiting for you. Hope this was insightful. I hope you got something from it. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Enjoy the day.